Hi guys, and welcome to Daisy Squared. So, over winter break, me and my family went to India, and before we went, I knew that I wanted to help out. I've gone there before, and every time I went, we've always tried to do something to kind of stop by and help out the less fortunate. This year, before we went, I knew that I wanted to do something, so we decided this time we were going to go to a school and hand out sweaters there. While I was there, I recorded some footage, and I have it all on this laptop. So the day before we went to the school, we went to, it's kind of like a retailer, I guess you could say. It's a lot smaller than like a big manufacturer would be here, but it was like a local retailer that sold clothing. We told them that we were going to go to the school and that we needed sweaters. So they asked us like, what are their school colors? What color sweaters do you want, like blue or red? We did not know. So we decided, this was the day before, we went to the school and we just kind of like saw how they were teaching. I did not record any of that part, but we saw what was happening. They said that they would prefer red sweaters. Oh, and there were like around 100 kids, I think. This was all elementary. We're giving it to the whole entire elementary. And the thing about this school is these kids, it was their choice to go to school. Their parents were most of the time working, doing something else. They weren't watching them, making sure the kids were going to school. So if these kids went to school, it was their own choice and it was their own decision that they wanted to be better at life. Part of the reason we did it at the school was because we wanted to reward them for that. Like, we wanted to tell them that you coming to school is good. Look what you're getting. You're coming to school, we're rewarding you by getting you sweaters and pencils, and we handed out a bunch of like candies. So we were trying to show them that them coming to school was good. So we went back to the store, said we needed about 100 red sweaters, and they said that they did not have that many red sweaters. They said they did have blue sweaters also though. So what we decided to do was we were like, okay, we can get the girls the red sweaters and we can get the guys the blue sweaters. And we got the sweaters, and I have clips of that. So we got the red and blue sweaters at this shop and we packaged them. And we got all the sizes written down on them, so we knew the next day when we went, we knew we had the right sizes. And then we went home. We put it in the car and we went home. I'm going to start looking at the clips now. I got the little computer. The next day we headed out. It was me, my mom, my dad, my grandma, and my brother. We all went to the school. My brother was like, he didn't really want to go, but we were like, this is good, you need to do this, you should try it out. So I just told him that you do the filming and just record everything that's happening. So we had picked up the sweaters the day before, and then on our way we were like, we should hand out like candy or something. So we picked up the candy. Actually, I still have some of the candy because we got like 2 ginormous bags. Oh yeah, so this was the entrance to the school. It said, come to learn, leave to serve, and then you can see over the little gate, all the kids were sitting outside. They do have indoor seating. You can see behind them there's like some classrooms, but they're not the best, quality. We didn't actually go in, so I'm not sure if they even have desks and stuff, but you can see they're all sitting on the ground. They take a little rug and they roll it out on the ground and they all sit in a line. So then we went in. They all stand up. When we came up to them, they all stood up and they were like, good morning, ma'am, and they namaste'd as a sign of respect, kind of. And you can see they had three little groups. They were the older kids in one section. Those were like the 4th and 5th grade. Then they had like 2nd and 3rd grade in one section, and then the biggest class were the youngest kids, which were like kindergarten and 1st. My grandma was teasing them in this clip. They'll stand up and they'll say, good morning, ma'am, and then my brother was like, why did they say ma'am? What about the rest of us? So my grandma was like, oh no, guys, get back up, get back up, say good morning, everybody. So they stood up again, and they said, good morning, everybody. We started unpacking the bags of sweaters to hand out. So we had 2 big bags of red and blue sweaters, and I started handing out candy. So you can see the candy that we got. They were a lot in there, as you can see, and they were just little candies. First I went through and I just handed everybody 1 piece of candy, and then I still had like 3/4 of a bag left, and I had a whole nother bag, and I was like, holy crap, I'm just gonna make it rain candy in here. Yep, I was just giving them all candy, and they're all saying thank you, and I said, you're welcome. And then my mom was like, oh, why are we giving them candy? Like, they're not going to be able to use candy as much as, like, if we got them pencils, because that's something they can actually use in their schoolwork that they might not be able to afford.
They were laughing at the camera.
So then my grandma actually left, and she went to go get a couple boxes of pencils so we could hand them all a pencil. And the little boxes came with sharpeners and erasers, so, like, I gave all the older kids the sharpeners and the erasers. Oh yeah, then it was actually time to give them the sweaters. So we had them get into a line from shortest to tallest so we could kind of distribute the sweaters that we had to the right sizes, because we didn't have like a perfect amount of, 6 mediums, 23 smalls. Like we just took literally whatever the store had and we gave it to these kids. We literally bought their whole stock of red and blue sweaters. We had them all line up, and my dad was like trying to explain to them. He was like, if you're smaller, come in the front. If you're taller, go in the back. And they didn't really know what was happening, but... And then we asked them, we were like, because most of them were wearing like a full sleeves cotton shirt, and then they had like some sort of jacket or like a sweater on top. So my dad was like, everyone go take your jackets off, quick, quick. He was just teasing them. He was like, we have to go quickly. So they all kind of like ran and took their jackets off and put them in the bag and got back into line. And then we helped some of the younger kids put the sweaters on just in case they couldn't, and the teacher was helping too, just in case they didn't know how to. And then I have this little clip of them all saying hi. One girl in there is so cute. And then my dad was like, Ayush, my brother, he was like, you need to help pass out sweaters too. So we made my brother hand a couple of them sweaters. It was fun. Honestly, I really enjoyed this. Just this whole trip was super fun. Oh, and then it got really fun. So then I decided, I was like, okay, I'm going to get some like cool shots of them writing down and doing work and stuff. So I sat next to one of the little kids. His name was Lucky. He was so cute. But he was practicing writing down Hindi, and I was like, I don't even know how to do this. And they were like kind of scared, so they weren't really saying anything. I was like, okay, whatever. So I kind of sat down next to him and watched him for a little bit. And then I was recording him, and then I showed them when I was done, because I mean, I doubt they've ever seen like a big camera like this. So I showed them the clip afterward, and as soon as I was like, I turned over and I was showing it to them, everyone else came, like all the kids sitting around them. I was just sitting in one corner with a couple of them, but then all the kids who were sitting in line, they all just got up and they came and like they swarmed around me. And I don't know, I doubt that, I don't think they were supposed to do that, but the teacher didn't really say anything. She was just like, whatever, it's fine. I don't know if you can really see, but there's me, and then all the kids just came around me. It was so cute. I was like, oh, what do your guys' parents do? And one kid was like, my mom like hauls rocks. Like that was literally her job. It was to carry rocks and like where they weren't supposed to be. It was very labor work. Like it was a heavy labor work. She would carry rocks. She would have to break the rocks sometimes. That was literally her job. And then I was like talking to them in English, and they were like showing me their English skills. And then I had them like all go around and like tell me their names, and I was like, okay, everyone tell me your name, and I would just point at them and they would tell me their name. That's how I remember Lucky's name. And then I pointed at my brother. I was like, this is Ayush, and they were all like, Ayush. It was so funny. So yeah, I just sat in a circle with them and I talked to them for a while. It was a lot of fun. They were shy most of the time, so they didn't talk much to me. I tried to talk. I don't know, sometimes I feel like they couldn't understand me because of my accent. But yeah, I just sat and I talked with them. Then their teacher came over and she was like, guys, can you sing a song for her? So then they all started singing. They started singing chants. They had like the days of the week. They had months in the year. They counted all the way to like 100 in Hindi. I literally only know how to count to 13. And I told them that, and they all laughed at me, of course. So, oh, and then they did their times tables. I don't know if you guys know this, but in India, they literally, it's like memorize it all. They have a chant. They memorize every single times table up till 13. 13 times 1 is 13. 13 times 2 is 26. 13 times 3 is 39. 13 times 4 is 50. I don't even know what 13 times 4 is. But they had to memorize 52. I was right. Okay, never mind. I do know. But they had to memorize all of this. It wasn't like, oh, let me explain why 13 times 3 is 39. It's literally memorized all the way till 13. Take a picture. And then at the end, we took a group picture. We got everyone lined up. I sat down in the middle, took a cute pic. But yeah, that's all, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you would like to donate to any of these schools that are maybe underdeveloped, any underdeveloped countries, I'll leave some links below. Please donate. They all need it. Thank you very much for watching. Check out more videos and subscribe. I'm Isha. You're awesome.